plenty of these videos out here. Popcorn ceiling has to come down. In this case, the ceiling got covered with soot. That's why the light's hanging down with soot on it. It's just like that all around here. Now, what most people show you doing, and they have some good pro tips, that's to use your putty knife and scrape it in. But even with this soaking, it can still be like a rock. The popcorn ceiling, that is. Especially if it's like this. This has been painted at least once, if not twice or more over the last 40 years. Because fans that were in here, that just caused rings of dust and people just paint over it. So the point of this video is going to be what might be a more efficient way than what others have shown. And here's the tools tested so far. First off, the ladder, of course. Everybody has their ladder. Got to climb up the thing, and if you're a couch potato office worker, you aren't trying to be climbing up anything and fiddling with it. And you aren't, if you're looking at this, you aren't going to pay somebody $1,000 to remove your ceiling. So here's what everybody uses: standard metal putty knife, spackle, spreader, mortar spreader. Now I was trying something different. Actually works okay. Garden hose. Okay, that is in terms of knocking off the peaks of the popcorn. Then I tried. There's a trash can here. Didn't get to the paint edge tool because after using the putty knife, I was like, I'm not even going to be in trying to use any of these other tools. So this was interesting to try right here. If you have weeds in your plant bed and you don't want to spray them, or whatever you want to, or you have a garden and you're just trying to kill the weeds, this cuts under the ground an inch and chops the tops off while leaving the dirt there. It did okay. Not bad for being super dull, bent, and warped. Who knows how old this thing is? If I had more time, I'd angle grind a sharp edge on it like a razor. But the other garden tool that seemed to be the best tool for the job here is what looks like a putty knife with a angled edge. It too is dull. This thing has been used, so it's crooked as can be, bent, rusty, but still, look at these results. Success. And I can only imagine if it was actually flat and sharpened. It's safe. It doesn't feel like I'm going to gouge the ceiling. I'm not trying to have to come back up here and patch it afterward. So, this is what's going to be used for the rest. I'm curious if a wider version would do better. Again, it is all bent up. And I was just trying to do a steep angle. Let's try it. Oh, this is going to make this project a piece of cake, and I don't have to climb a ladder. So, now you know. And of course, that's just going to create a mega mess. As you can see, the floor's being redone as well. But here were the tools. Tested. Putty knife did nothing. Never even got to try that. I thought the way people were showing it, that this was just gonna melt off. If yours is like this right here, there's not gonna be any melting or softening of the ceiling. Popcorn, you're never gonna make it to this stage here. So it's the tool. I don't know the name of it. I'm gonna find it though. It looks like an edger of some sort. It looks like a flat garden hoe. And then the push broom is for afterwards. It can just push it all to the edge and then collect it. The trash can lid was a nice idea for those who are using the putty knife to hold it up there and just scrape it into it as you go around on the ceiling. So if that's the only option, then yeah, get the trash can lid and just scrape it in above you and dump it in. I'm in the landscaping business, so that's why there's tools at my disposal. I'm not a construction folk. So I've also got the sprayer here, which did amazing, by the way. In fact, it came with it was sitting out there for a long time before I used it. The battery was dead, but plugged into the charger for 10 minutes. It already showed nearly 50%. And I was able to just soak the ceiling within seconds. No pumping or any of that. So it's super nice to be able to just flip a switch. You can set the strength of the spray. You can see right now it's at over 50% now. It's only been on here for like 15 minutes. And then I got this tip right here, which is metal, and if you screw it tight, it will create a mist. And that was perfect for this. I'm probably gonna keep just dousing it. You can probably see it's already been done, but the goal is to let the vinegar work. I did a 50%, a fifth, so 20% ratio of white vinegar, distilled vinegar to water, and then I poured clarifying shampoo as a surfactant, which means it helps to soak in, to leach. Those who are in the pressure washing business know about surfactants. When they come out and they spray on your house or on the concrete, and they want the chemicals to take more effect, you want it to soak in, especially with something like this paint. You just want it to absorb as much as possible so it can begin deteriorating it with the acid. So I'm gonna do that just a little bit more. So nice. Seconds to just soak the whole thing. They make the pump style that are $15 at your local store, a couple gallons. But if you actually want something that's useful, such as this afterwards, say you have a property that you want to kill weeds all around the place, you're going to want something that you can put this to use in with a battery. And they're ultra cheap now, something like $40-something. So I'll link that below. I'll link this tool if you're ready to get rid of your popcorn and don't want to climb ladders and fiddle with things. I already did the testing and found the solution quickly. I'm gonna brush all this out and clean it up. And this room's gonna have a new layer of paint after it's spackled and patched. Went ahead and got the drywall to patch it. I don't know where I put that thing, but there's a section of drywall around here somewhere to remove the telephone cable ports, because who's going to ever use that again? 80s, 70s technology before, so take it out and patch that up. But that's the gist of it. Also, if you got fans or any of those dome, I'll call it a dome light. People have a different term for the light that hangs down from the ceiling and has a dome shape to it. But these flat mounted things, these LEDs that just go up flush, open up the room. So this would otherwise have a big dangling fan, and it takes 5 minutes to just open up. Right now it doesn't look as bright because, well, it's covered in soot. But if it was clean, it has, this particular one has 3 settings. It has like ultra white, pure white, then a little off-white, yellowish, and then warm. I think it's on the off-white right now, but don't use that as a judgment because it's, again, covered with junk. So it's not showing up. But anyway, getting rid of your lamps or chandeliers. I meant to say chandeliers, fans, anything dangling around. You want to open up a room, just get this up here and fix your AC if you need. Get a floor fan. Don't have stuff dangling down, collecting dust, spreading dust all on your ceiling so you don't have to deal with popcorn again anyway. And yeah, if you're going to redo something, you might as well get the paint on the walls and the patching and the light situation right too. So just a few ideas. Look in the description and in the comments for pro tips maybe from other people who actually do this every day or something. I'm curious if there's something that could be sprayed on here that actually gets through painted ceilings. It is like a rock. And I mean, I'm out in the shed looking for garden tools to literally clear it off. I hope nobody else has to deal with something like this, but after decades, what do you expect? People paint things. All right.